All right, let's talk about something you've probably noticed, especially in education. You hear these three words administration, management, and leadership thrown around all the time. Sometimes it feels like they all mean the same thing, but do they? Today, we're going to crack the code and figure this out. So, this is the big question, right? Is a school administrator the same as a manager? Does being a manager automatically make you a leader? It gets pretty confusing, mostly because, in everyday conversation, we kind of swap them out. But when it comes to actually building a successful organization, they are very distinct, very crucial roles. And that's really the heart of it. Yes, there's definitely some overlap. The lines can get blurry, but they are not the same thing. And getting a handle on this isn't just about words. It's absolutely fundamental if you want to understand how a great school actually works. Okay, let's start at the foundation. Let's talk about the administrator. The easiest way to think about this role is as the keeper of the rule book. This is the person or the function that makes sure the whole system has the resources and the rules it needs to operate in the first place. If you look up the official definition, it's pretty clear. It's all about acquiring and allocating resources to hit your goals. And the two magic words there are resources and efficiently. It's about getting the right stuff, the money, the people, the materials, into the right hands without wasting time or energy. So what does an administrator do all day? Well, they're the ones securing the budget, they're making sure the school is following all the rules and regulations, they're allocating teachers and supplies where they're needed most, they're basically maintaining the entire structure of the school so that everyone else has a stable place to work and learn. All right, so if the administrator sets up the field and writes the rulebook, who actually runs the plays? Well, that's where the manager comes in. If administration is the rulebook, management is the playbook. It's all about execution and organizing the day-to-day process. At its core, educational management is pretty straightforward. It's taking all the proven principles of management and applying them to a school setting. This is a hands-on job. It's less about abstract ideas and way more about making things happen in the real world of hallways, classrooms, and staff meetings. And this right here, this is the manager's toolkit. This is the how-to. It starts with planning. What are we doing this semester? Then organization, who's on what team? Then directing the workflow, coordinating between, say, the math and science departments. And finally, controlling the process to make sure it's all working and to fix it when it's not. This is the engine that makes the school run every single day. So what exactly is the manager managing? It's this constant juggling act. As you can see, a huge chunk is human resources, your teachers, your staff. Then you've got the learning resources, the curriculum, the books, the tech, and of course, the building itself and the money to pay for it all. A good manager keeps all of these things in balance. Now, let's move on to our final piece of the puzzle. And this one's a little different. It's more abstract, but honestly, it's probably the most powerful. The leader. If the administrator has the rulebook and the manager has the playbook, the leader provides the vision. The leader is the reason people want to play the game and win. I want you to focus on one word here: influence. Leadership isn't about having a fancy title or a corner office. It's a process. It's about influencing people to move toward a common goal, and it's always rooted in a clear set of values. It's about creating a shared dream of what could be. So what does a leader do? They're the ones asking why. Why are we all here? Where are we trying to go? They create that vision, and then they talk about it constantly. They get others to believe in it, and then they work to build a culture, a real learning community, where people feel inspired to do amazing things. They don't just hand out tasks, they build commitment. This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It perfectly sums up the difference. A manager is focused on the what and the how, the tasks that need to get done. A leader is focused on the who and the why, the people doing the work. You manage a system, you lead a team. So we have these three really distinct roles. But how do they actually come together? Because a school can't survive with just one of them. Let's use a little analogy here to see how they all combine to build something truly great. But first, just to really lock this in, look at this classic distinction. Management is about efficiency. It's about doing things right. Leadership is about direction. It's about doing the right things. And you have to have both. I mean, what's the point of climbing a ladder super efficiently if it's leaning against the wrong wall? And
then boom, here's how it all comes together. Think about building a house. The leader is the architect. They dream up the blueprint for this incredible, innovative building. The manager is the project manager on the construction site, organizing the crew, the schedule, the materials to get it built on time and on budget. And the administrator, they're the building inspector, making sure everything is funded, has the right permits, and is built to code. You see, you can't build the house without all three working together.
So the real takeaway here isn't about which role is better or more important. That's the wrong question. A truly great school, or any organization for that matter, absolutely needs all three. It needs the solid, rule-based foundation of administration, the efficient execution of management, and the inspiring vision of leadership. They're like three legs of a stool. Take one away, and the whole thing falls over. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. As we look to the future, as we design the schools for the 21st century, in a world that's changing so fast, which of these roles, the inspector, the project manager, or the architect, do you think is going to have to change and evolve the most?